I tell you, this bear market better end next year. Well, I'm probably gonna start making, I don't know, football videos or something about Detroit Lions. But welcome back to the channel. My name is Wade. You're watching DHN, and yes, we have an important Ripple versus SEC lawsuit update. This news came out towards late last evening, but basically, we have a new date for the trial, and this is supposed to be the very final, the last one, last time that they are going to hit the courtroom about this whole situation, guys. So what's going on? Well, the saga between Ripple and the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission has reached another peak October 3rd after the federal judge dismissed the regulator's appeal to the previous court decision that gave the crypto company an upper hand in the legal battle. So Ms. Torres, she essentially told the SEC in the last 48 hours that what I said in July is going to stand. Big homie. That's essentially what she told them. And now a final date has been set. Now, I'm going to go over to this article, the first one that Crypto Potato wrote on the subject. But Ripple SEC lawsuit trial date is now set. And what has got me so excited is the date itself, because we all know what's happening next year. And we know what's happening next year in April. The trial date in the Ripple versus SEC case is scheduled for April 24 of 2024. 0424 2024. I mean, that it may just be me. You know, the mainstream people, they like, what is he talking about with all these numbers? But the committee, y'all know what we see. Y'all see it just like I see it, so I know I'm not crazy. But yes, just to reiterate, Ripple secured another major victory in its legal battle against the SEC on October 3rd. Specifically, Judge Analita Torres dismissed the regulator's intention to appeal the ruling in mid-July, where it was determined that the company's XRP sales did not constitute an offer of investment contracts. Yes, what we all figured out in July, and you know, me personally, a few months before the decision, once I did the studying on it, basically, XRP being sold on an exchange is not a form of security. However, if Ripple goes to do business with a central bank or a large company and they want to make use of XRP, they want to buy XRP, that's looked at as an institutional investment contract, and that would be a form of security. Now, how Ripple handles those transactions will solely be dependent on Ripple. That's Ripple's business. It won't have an effect on XRP. It shouldn't anyway, but people are fickle in this market. It's really tough to say. All right. It's really tough to say. But the trial in the lengthy lawsuit between the two entities is scheduled for April 23rd, 2024, as its outcome could have a huge impact on the entire industry and the regulatory and impact environment in the U.S. Both parties must submit all required pretrial filings and necessary documents by December 4th of this year. Now, I also read that any point between now and then, they can meet. And I also hear that they're supposed to have a meeting getting closer to December where they present any evidence and go over a potential settlement, right? So that can happen anytime between when you see this video and April, right? So I look at that as two ways, because like I said, what's happening next year in April? Yeah. Okay. And I'm starting to see a whole lot of things be pushed back to this date, because what else do we have that recently was pushed back to this date? The decision for the spot ETFs. All right. So it's got to be 2024. It has to be 2024. Because like I said, if it's not, I'm going to start making videos about the Detroit Lions. Genuinely. But we also have Stellar making headlines this morning. Stellar Development Foundation published a method for judging Web3 effectiveness in Colombia, Argentina, Kenya, and the Philippines. So this is a very interesting read, and I'll admit I am still reading through it because this is a report basically The Stellar Development Foundation developers of the Stellar Network released a financial inclusion framework for judging the efficacy of emerging market blockchain projects. The framework was developed in cooperation with consultants, PricewaterhouseCoopers, VChain holders may be familiar with them, and was explained in a white paper that was originally published on September 25th. And that's what I'm currently reading through. But yes, they do go over this. And here is something that I think is going to represent the next stage of this market. We like to talk about utility. We like to focus on utility. That's why Stellar is one of the main assets I talk about on this channel, is because of the utility. This framework methodology pretty much puts everything on one page. It gives people a guidebook to follow when they go to create a product in this business. And you can see they break it down and they make it make sense. That's the coolest part about it. Again, especially after diving into that 1% theory yesterday, if you don't have a working product, you will not survive. I don't care how many people are trading your token, you're not going to make it, okay? If you don't have a viable product. And Stellar is trying to promote that exact same thing. Some details from the framework. Your product has got to be accessible. Okay, the ability for individuals, households, and firms to use available financial products and services given constraints of price, distance, time, and effort. That all falls under access, which can be simplified as affordability, connectivity, ease of initiation. I've been saying it all the time. The cryptos that are going to survive, okay? I don't care how many people are trading your token. If you don't have a product in the real world that people can pick up and start using, there can only be so many trades that can be made, okay? At some point, your chain is going to have to start having activity. And Stellar is laying the foundations for that. They go into quality and trustworthiness. Quality simplifies down to suitability, appropriateness, speed of use, education, scalability, and long-term competitiveness. Long-term, that is the key. Trustworthiness boils down to security, privacy, transparency, and corporate governance. They break down a lot in this, guys. They really do. And I like how they highlight specific use cases here. Yep, I got it. Got my highlighter working this morning. The team also suggested a 4-phase assessment process that projects should undergo to solve financial inclusion. The project should identify a solution. This is the blueprint for any utility-driven asset, okay? I truly believe that these next 4 things I'm about to tell you are going to be the blueprint for all utility-driven projects, all right? And like I said yesterday, I'm on that mission to find those characteristics, because they're going to make us money. All right? Long money. Not money today, but I'm talking about money tomorrow and next week, next year, next decade. Get with me. The project should identify a solution, target population, and relevant jurisdiction in phase 1. In phase 2, they should identify barriers preventing the target population from receiving financial services. In phase 3, they should use level charts and guidance to determine the biggest roadblocks to onboarding users. And in the final phase, they should implement solutions that prioritize key parameters to make the most effective use of funds. No more meme coins. They're not going to make it in this next cycle. Stellar, this discussion, this paper, it gives me Quant TC301 energy. You know, the ISO standard that Quant put in place for other projects to follow. All right, I haven't forgotten about Quant. Quant has not fallen off my radar. It's just they made that development and now they got to work it. They got to let that product work through the system. So it might be a few more months before we hear anything exciting about Quant. But just remember, they're working with central banks. They have a product that is active and it's being used right now. So these 4 things are going to be the blueprint, in my humble opinion, and Stellar is laying it. Stellar is laying the foundation. So I've been in crypto for a number of years now, and I, much like you, have had numerous problems trying to find the perfect crypto exchange. Until now, I want to introduce you to another one of our channel affiliates. This is Uphold. It's an all-in-one crypto platform where you can buy, sell, and trade up to 250 crypto assets. But it gets better because with Uphold, it's not just crypto you get to invest in. They also have national currencies as well as precious metals like gold, silver, platinum. If you really want to diversify your bag, Uphold is the best platform to go with. Not only are they registered here in the United States, but their reserves are fully transparent. You can look at them any time of the day on their website. And I got another bonus for you. If you sign up using the link down in the description, you get an extra $50 in Bitcoin after you make your first trade. So, I don't know what you're waiting for. You need to go into the description under this video and click the link so that way you can start trading on a registered platform and have access to not just crypto, but gold. Okay? We all know how important gold is going to be. So, I'm done talking. That's the end of this ad read. Again, check the link down in the description. DHN Uphold. Get that extra $50 in Bitcoin and start your crypto journey off right. Let's get back to the video. Now, they also, again, if you want to get this, download this paper here. Let me just go to it so that way you guys will be able to see this. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the link to this article. And what you got to do is right here, first paragraph was explained. That's the hyperlink right there is under the explain. So I would definitely dig into this, guys. Get the education, get the knowledge, because this market is changing. All right, I don't care what anyone is telling you. Okay, here's interesting, some more interesting facts. Using the framework, the teams identified at least 2 blockchain solutions that have proven to be effective at enhancing financial inclusion. The first, not a surprise, is payments. The teams found that traditional financial apps charge an average of 2.7 to 3.5% to send money between the U.S. and the markets being studied, whereas blockchain-based solutions charge 1% or less based on a study of 12 applications operating in Colombia, Argentina, Kenya, and the Philippines. So we're talking about small to medium-sized markets here, and as they state, just like we've been talking about for months now, it's payments. Okay? Financial inclusion, yes, is the buzzword, but the actual functioning, what the problem that they're looking to solve, is located right here to reduce the cost of cross-border payments to less than 1%. I ain't said it in a while, but y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. This is an agenda, a goal that has been put in place since 2020. Okay, we got the documents. Just look up Agenda 2022, Agenda 2023. And I need to do Agenda 2024 because we need to get ready. I need to get y'all ready. Now let's close this out, guys. Stellar Network has been at the forefront of payment inclusion in underserved financial markets. In December, it announced a program to aid charity organizations in distributing funds to help Ukrainian refugees fleeing war. On September 26, it announced a partnership with MoneyGram to produce a non-custodial crypto wallet that can be used in over 180 countries. However, some financial and monetary experts have criticized the use of crypto in emerging markets. For example, a paper published by the Bank for International Settlements argued that cryptocurrency has amplified financial risk. Let me just ask you this, BIS. The same thing can be said for cash. Okay? And it was like that from day one. We were talking about the 1% theory yesterday, and that really has me fired up, guys. It really has me fired up because one thing I forgot to mention is that back when money first started, all right, it looked a lot similar to what we're dealing with now. I was mind blown. The state of Michigan had their own currency. I saw one few weeks back. I was out with the kids. We were going. There's this little nature joint out here in Lansing that they just built, but there's also historical artwork from the city of Lansing the history and all that goodness. They had an old Michigan dollar bill, okay? And the person who was like kind of in charge of that exhibit broke down the whole narrative. He just basically confirmed everything that I have been looking at on the internet for the last few months. This country, it looked very strange because everybody had their own currency. In the state of Michigan, you could use that currency here. But if you went to, let's say, New England or Maine or somewhere else, then you had to either get it converted or just, keep your Michigan cash in Michigan and find a way to make the money somewhere else. People don't remember those things, but nothing new is under the sun, ladies and gentlemen. Not a goddamn thing is new under the sun. We've been here before. History does not repeat, but it does rhyme.